they arguing in there?
Nothing new there. The first few days of every month are always noisy.
What's all that commotion?
Did he say he came from Natlan? No.
Get out of here!
I can understand his words, just not what they mean.
Oh no.
Bro!
He keeps repeating the same things over and over again.
Oh, you know one another.
He's a friend! Yeah! A Saurian friend of a human friend!
Great. Well, that was easy. Looks like we've tracked down the owner. Guess that's one less lost and found notice for you to write, Monsieur Neuvillette.
For real?
Traveler, was there something important you wanted to discuss with the Udex? I'm just about done with my business here. Need me to step out?
Stay and hear them out first. Perhaps it will have some bearing on your own work. If I'm not mistaken, you are the same Mr. Kanich who served as a witness in... I take it there's been a further development in the case.
That's right. Very perceptive, Mr. Udex.
So you've met Neuvillette before? What was it the trial over...
I've seen his photo in the papers. But as for this other gentleman...
Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Wriothesley, administrator of the Fortress of Meripede. Or in layman's terms, Fontaine's prison warden. Please, feel free to share anything about the case. There's no need to keep anything from him.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you!
Wow, that sounded just like me. But should we really discuss official business in front of the Saurian?
Oh wow! Oh no!
I believe he said... Or rather, I suppose he meant that he'll keep this to himself. Though I should mention, Mr. Kukuku, that we will have to ask you to sign a confidentiality agreement.
Sure thing, bro!
Let us return to the matter at hand. Mr. Kanich, was there something else you want?
Yes. Let me fill you in.
Wow! It really is exactly like Lapine Pauline's sketch! That must be all that practice drawing engineering blue...
So if it's true that this weapon came into Fontaine alongside the contraband from the smuggling case...
That's exactly my line of thought.
I see. Mr. Kanich, thank you for reporting this promptly. I'll arrange for the Marechaussee Phantom to investigate. We should begin by questioning the prisoners in custody. Wriothesley.
I'll sign off on the interrogation request. Don't you worry.
That would be much appreciated.
It's lucky that the Palais Mermonia wasn't scheduled to release any public bulletins today, and that this gun's lost and found notice.
I'll be staying in Fontaine for the time being. If there's any progress in the investigation or you need...
Yep, we were just about to go help out with Lapine Pauline's convention. If there's any news, we'll keep you all posted.
Marvelous. Thank you all. Well then, all that's left is to...
You miss me, bro?
He really does come out with the most unexpected things. Who did he learn it all from? Huh. Well, it's pretty extraordinary.
Anyway, according to due process, we must first determine whether... And, following on from our conversation, drafting said agreement...
Looks like you'll be staying with us for a while then, Kukuku. Excited?
That would save us a lot of trouble. Many thanks.
All right then, we better get going. No need to see us off.
Reconstitute!
Transfixed!
Would you care to... If you ever... Would you care to... This realm is truly begin. If you ever have. Aurora and Aoife, we found Kakuku!
What's the situation? How bad is it? Oh no. When I saw that Kakuku wasn't with you, I'd already prepared myself for the worst.
Relax, Aoife. Maybe Kakuku just prefers high-rise living now. Sometimes you just have to let the kids grow up and make their own choices in life.
For real now? Do you even hear yourself, bro?
It's not that bad. Kakuku's fine. Still very much alive and kicking for starters.
He hasn't been arrested either, so no jail time.
See?
You're not exactly reassuring me here.
As for the bad news, well, it's really not that bad. Kakuku accidentally overheard some top secret stuff, so he has to stay at the Palais Marmonia for a while to sign a confidentiality agreement. But there's no need to worry. The person in charge of looking after Kakuku is super nice, so he'll be absolutely fine.
All right. That doesn't sound too bad after all. Wow, hearing that's put my mind to rest.
But based on my understanding of how things work here, the ban on flying objects should be over by the time Kakuku actually gets out.
What a shame. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to go have some fun without him.
You don't look disappointed in the slightest.
Anyway, Auroron and I will be staying in guest rooms upstairs at the Hotel de Boer for the time being. Feel free to drop by if you need us.
Yay! Problem solved! Alright, let's catch up another day! It's been a few days. Ban on flying objects should be over by now. Let's head over to the Palais Mermonia to see how Kakuku's doing. that good news or bad news, though?
Sorry, I did everything within my power. But so far, I've only managed to teach him how to say good.
Wait, so that's all you've been up to this whole time? Get out of here! Huh? Okay, so good mornings aside, please tell Paimon there's been some other progress too.
Of course. That's why I'm here. Kakuku's not the only one that Mr. Risley's been.
It was nothing. These guys weren't exactly tough nuts to crack.
So, what's the deal?
After racking their brains, they remembered speaking to an inconspicuous middle-aged man just as they were preparing to pack up and leave Natland. He was dressed in the manner of the Children of Echoes and carrying a box. Plus, the description matches the one the gun was found in. All in all, he didn't look any different from your average Natlanese traveler. Perhaps seeing that they were dressed as merchants, this man stopped for a chat, inquiring where their goods were headed, and even asking if they could share a boat. The smugglers were very cautious, though. They didn't tell him any specifics. But all this happened before I crossed paths with them. I happened to notice them as they were preparing to set sail. I thought they looked shady, so I snuck aboard, and ended up being carried along all the way to Fontaine.
Boss, do we know if those Fontainians will even like this stuff? What if we can't shift it?
And that's why we call you a rookie. It's all supply and demand, kid. Supply and demand. Natland's foreign trade is just starting to lift up.
That's right. So stop giving the boss trouble, rookie. Just do your job and keep an eye on the goods.
Are they merchants? Have they come to Fontaine to do business? Scarred face. Calloused hands. On closer inspection, the fabric looks worn at the knees and elbows, and his fingernails are dirty. Not exactly your typical merchant. Could he have previously been a warrior? Or even an adventurer? Something feels off. I'd better sneak up and get a closer look.
Nice thinking, boss. This tourist tub's been fast going and smooth sailing. Plus, no one's been asking us what we're up to.
If we ended up damaging the goods by accident, all these months spent grafting away would have gone up in smoke.
Seriously? But there's hardly anything here. Would it really have taken them months to prepare? And why would they need to transport it with such care? Could they be secretly smuggling precious items out of Natland? I'll need to find a way. Let's go hear what these criminals have to say for themselves. Sure enough, there are relics inside the box. It's illegal to smuggle such items outside Natlan.
Hey, why the long face? You're abroad on business, and you get to do some sightseeing while you're at it. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me. You better cheer up if you know what's good for you.
I guess you're right. I was just worried I might have messed up with the packing, or that something's gonna go wrong along the way.
Oh, pull yourself together. Tons of foreign tourists come traveling to Fontaine. I bet their luggage is full of all kinds of weird stuff. If someone insists on checking it all, just show them the purchase order we had drawn up. Those Fontainians can't get enough of their legalese, so I've heard. They can look all they want.
Aha. So their aim is to smuggle in contraband after all. Looks like I've gathered enough intel about the smugglers and their So anyway, that was when I went and told the Fontainian guards about my suspicions. After an investigation and a chase, they finally apprehended them and sent them on their way.
Well, guess they're headed exactly where they should be.
Thanks.
Based on your recollections just now,
I was completely focused on those smugglers at the time, so I wasn't really paying attention to other passers-by.
Yeah, Kanish, you did great!
in other words, the person who brought the gun here, the one who lost it, has no connection to the smugglers whatsoever. They were working entirely on their own.
Oh dear, oh dear!
Sounds like Mr. Kakuku wants to chime in?
He said this elusive individual's actions are positively mystifying.
It's a good observation, I quite agree. However, we still know next to nothing about the person. Perhaps we should start by focusing on the lost item itself.
It certainly seems like it was the only question is...
Has something sprung to mind?
I just remembered a film I watched this one time.
Huh? Oh wow, no way, bro!
Hold on, let me explain. Just now, the traveler speculated that this box might have been placed there on purpose, as if the intention was for someone to come pick it up. That got me thinking about those films about kidnapping cases. When they demand their ransom, The kidnappers tell the victim's family to leave money or valuables at a designated spot for someone to come pick up.
That doesn't merely happen in films. There have been similar cases in real life. In fact, if anything, it's probably the real-life events that...
So...
Ooh. Wait. This raises the stakes to a whole new level. If the gun really was some kind of ransom, then... Since we took the box, the kidnappers never got their... Does that mean they executed the hostage?
I agree. I don't believe we have a kidnapping on our hands. Selling off stolen goods is extra work that most kidnappers would want to avoid. Unless they're after something very specific, they tend to just ask for cash. Could we be dealing with a kidnapper who's dead set on getting their hands on an ancient... And speaking of selling stolen goods, don't you think this looks more like a transaction?
So, bottom line, this was an individual's...
Exactly. And it was the location itself that caused the deal to fall through. The last thing they would have expected, not only is the area now packed with tourists, but
That sounds like a plausible theory, but...
Looks like your people better start rolling up their sleeves.
How so?
Easy. Just follow the usual procedure by putting up a lost and found. The more routine we make it seem, the more likely the suspect will... And timing-wise, it's about time we updated the bulletin board anyway. All we need now is a lucky gestionnaire to write up the...
Ah, so that's what you meant by rolling up their sleeves. In that case, I may as well write it myself. Delegating this to someone else would...
Or are you just not used to asking...
Is that really a
Well, looks like I won't be needed around here.
You could always wait here if you like. The palais...
Thanks, but no thanks. I left a very noisy creature with...
I wasn't aware that you had a pet, Mr. Kanich. Speaking of pets... Yep, that's the plan. Out.
I believe that what Wriothesley is trying to say is... Furthermore, it has been...
You're the best, bro! Oh, that really is good news! Travelers, should we bring Kukuku back?
I shall leave him in your capable hands. Indeed.
How?
What? What now?
Let's shake hands.
Fine by me. Get ready for a knuckle sandwich!
Oh, nice dodge.
Paimon, did you miss me, bro?
Cuckoo, you're for...
Ugh, not you.
Hey, Gramps. And hey, Paimon and Kanich. It's good to see you all.
Get it away! Get it away from me!
Nice to meet you, bro.
Who are you calling bro? Say that again to my face! I dare you.
If you've got the energy to argue this much, let's go find something to eat while a How lives his best life.
Poor How. He spent all day being tormented by Aurora.
Eva, as a Saurian vet, how can you just sit back and watch our little...
Huh? How am I the bad guy?
Even hear yourself? Ah! Doesn't anyone want to hear how Kakuku got out of jail?
Don't lose hope, Ahau. By the same standard, you have freedom of movement now.
Same standard? I will not be held to the same standard as that thing!
That's right. You won't. As far as I understand...
Where's that Saurian meat restaurant again?
Yeah.
Also, there's no such...
Anyway, thanks for looking...
Why you?
Between the two, Kakuku wins the cuteness competition hands down. Ah, really? Thanks! Wait, who are the other contestants, though?
What could the children be up to?
The lost and found notice is up! Maybe we should go hang around the Palais Mermonia to see if anyone shows up to claim it.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
Thank you for Add Astro.
These newcomers full of external relations was definitely the right decision.
These newcomers are full of enthusiasm.
Leaving the Ministry of
The
External
food in the
Relations
cafeteria is excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
Huh, looks like there were quite a few others with the same idea.
Ah, hello, you two.
Have there been any developments? Okay, guess not. Well, the notice was only just posted. Guess it's pretty unlikely that someone would show up right at—
Special Patrol, open up!
Ah! Who's there? What's going on? The Special Patrol?
I don't think that's who this is.
Hey, this isn't the time for silly jokes! Let's go check it out.
Good day, all. Gramps, grannies, aunts, and uncles.
What in the Tevat are you doing here, Auroran?
Oh, he must be the one you mentioned. Kakuku's owner?
of his owners. But, bro, what are you doing here?
I'm here to claim a lost item.
Is this the person you saw on the boat, Mr. Kinich?
Somehow I highly doubt that. For starters, he just addressed us as Gramps and Grannies. And unless this is the youngest looking middle-aged man in the world, I don't think he's our guy.
Huh. Was there something wrong with my door-knocking etiquette? That's how they do it in all the films.
That's not door-knocking etiquette. That's the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol doing their job. Completely different things.
Oh, I see. I figured it was just a polite way of requesting entry, to show the people inside you had something important to discuss. Oh, sorry about that. I totally goofed that one up. Give me a moment. I'll go back out and try again.
So, Roran, you said you were here to...
Yeah, so basically...
For real now? Oh, come on, bro. Auroran, be honest now. Were you the one who...
No, it belongs to a friend.
So it...
Of course not. All right then. So here's what went down. This morning, Eve and I were playing rock, paper, scissors. Before long, he'd lost, as he usually does. So we figured we'd head out and visit some of the Court of Fontaine's famous landmarks. When we got near the plaza, a man suddenly stopped us to ask for help. He said that he had lost something and that someone had found it and sent it over to the Palais Mermonia. But apparently he used to work here and was worried it'd be awkward bumping into his old coworkers, so he asked us to pretend to be the owners and claim it on his behalf.
You didn't manage to keep that pretense up for long.
It's fine. I'm not the one who feels awkward anyway.
So, a former employee of the Palais Mermonia. Was this individual a Fontaine native?
Yes, at least I assume so. He looked like a well-dressed gentleman to me. We were about to refuse, but he was so polite.
Could it have been a disguise?
Oh no. Auroran, Paimon thinks you've been tricked. This person might be in cahoots with the bad guys. Oh, maybe he already took off and escaped as soon as your mission went pear-shaped.
No way! I'm not that dumb.
Huh?
He's not going anywhere. Aoife and Kakuku are keeping
an eye on him. I like the sound of that.
In that case, let's hurry over to where Aoife is! Time to catch that con man and find out what's really going on here!
Wait a minute, I have a question first. Traveler, Paimon.
Oh, we're basically household names. But why do you ask?
Would that be a...
Remember when I said that the seller might be watching in secret?
If so, then picking Auroran to do their dirty work was...
It suggests that the person who got Auroran to claim the... There are plenty of unanswered questions, but standing around racking our brain... However, I still suggest that the famous faces among us, meaning the Traveler and Kinich, oh, and of course, Monsieur Nivelette too, stay... We'll empty the box, give it to Auroran, and then he can claim the item as if nothing happened. I'll follow to check if anyone is watching. I doubt anyone would recognize me anyway, so I shouldn't draw too much attention.
I think this plan is worth a try. I shall leave it to the pair of you.
So, I have to go undercover again, right?
Well, not exactly undercover. Just drop the special patrol persona and be yourself instead.
Roger that. Over and out.
No sign of any suspicious individuals around here. Auroron has any...
A moment, please.
Auroron's taking the elevator. I should take a different route to the plaza. Auroron's taking the elevator. I should take a different route to the... Nothing suspicious going on here, either. Strange.
Oh dear! Oh dear!
Stop with the pecking! Stop with the pecking! Please, sir, I'm begging you, do me a favor and get this pet of yours under control!
The heck are you on about?
Sorry, but he's not my pet. He's my coworker. And I should warn you, he's not too happy with how you're talking about.
What the? This thing has a job? So in Natland, they just dish out jobs to any old thing.
Uh-oh. Kukuku's not too big on being called a thing either. You're on your own now.
I'm sorry. Please, Mr. Kukuku. Master Kukuku. Lord Kukuku. I meant no offense, I promise.
All right, Kukuku. That'll do for now. Let me ask him some questions.
Sure thing, bro.
Auroron actually looks pretty serious this time. Was he just pretending to be clueless earlier? Interesting. Think I'll sit back and see how this plays out.
You actually got it? Wow, didn't think it would be that easy.
Ah, excellent. Looks like sending you was the right approach after all.
After all?
I mean, because the staff at the Palais Mermonia don't
So I got it. But I don't remember promising I'd hand it over.
Huh?
This thing's pretty cool. I've taken a bit of a liking to it.
Please don't do this, my good sir, my master, my lord. My very life hangs in the balance.
His life hangs in the balance?
If this means so much to you, what are you gonna offer me in return?
Are you trying to get him to say my life?
How'd you know that?
Because I watched that film with you. You should drop the act. We don't want a real misunderstanding in our hands.
You're probably right. But honestly, I don't know what else to say. Sorry, this is the most myself I can be. Is that enough?
Enough. More than enough.
Who's this dude?
Just think of me as a staff member from the Palais Mermonia. Now, if you don't mind, I have some questions for this gentleman about that life or death treasure.
Oh no, I'm toast now.
What's that supposed to mean? You don't think the Palais Mermonia has the ability to protect our citizens?
No, I mean, yes,
I could do that. But I'd rather you just tell the whole story, from the beginning.
I suppose I'm a collector of antiques. Nothing excites me more than rare, old relic. As for the seller of this particular item, we've had some prior dealings, but always under the cover of coded ad. As long as I took care to hide a time and place somewhere within the text, then slipped some mora into the envelope before submitting the ad, it would get published. Normally, everything goes off without a hitch. But this time, that was not what we'd agreed. But I couldn't just let it go. He replied, and do you know what he said? He told me that the item's now in the Palais Mermonia.
Well, he wasn't lying about that.
He insisted that it would be inconvenient for him to make an appearance himself, but said that if I could somehow find a way to retrieve it from the Palais, of course it wasn't the discount that swung it. Do I look like I'm strapped for cash?
Feeling smug now, are we?
Feeling smug now, are we?
No, please.
Go on.
Where was I? Well, anyway, I thought to, and by a stroke of complete and utter coincidence, I'm so
I need you to clear something up for me. You haven't paid the seller yet, correct? And yet he told you to collect...
Well, to be honest, though I can't claim to know him very well, he on the other... Besides, this is a guy who managed to get his hands on an ancient Natlanese weapon. That's probably not the kind of person I want to double-cross.
Fair. That makes sense. So, Mr...
Please, just call me Argento.
All right, Mr. Argento. Listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. It will determine...
What does he mean? Is he gonna drown him, just like they do in those gangster films? Oh, I get it. He's talking about that place at the bottom of the Fontanian Sea.
Shh, can it?
Owing to your suspected involvement in the illicit trade of Natlanese relics, you're now... A trip to the Opera Epiclese seems unavoidable at this stage. But on the bright side, you still have one chance to make things right.
Okay.
It's very simple. Just reach out to your seller in the same way as usual, arrange to meet. If we can catch the other party by doing this, you'll have...
Oh, I see.
Good. Don't break the law, and don't even think about making a run for it. The Palais Mermonia will be watching you and ensuring your safety. All right, take the box, but leave your ID and other documents behind. You can go now. As for you two, protocol dictates that I should take you both back to the Palais and have you sign a confidentiality.
Such a hassle, bro.
See, Mr. Kakuku knows exactly where I'm coming from. So, I was thinking...
I understand, sir. We got dragged into this by accident, and it has diddly squat to do with us. Out of respect for the traveler.
Oh, I know this part. We better keep our mouths shut, or we'll both... In that case, I understand...
Not exactly what I was going for, but if that... then it's settled. Boy, am I glad that's over.
Judging by your expression, it must be good news, huh?
It went smoothly, on the whole.
So basically, we hold off until Argento and the other party have set up the next stage of the transaction. Then we plan our next move.
Patience will be key.
I get that. It's like hunting. I'm just not sure the other party will take the bait so easily.
Well, if he didn't need the money, or if he valued self-preservation over making a profit, he could have walked away as soon as the contraband was brought to the Palais Mermonia. On top of that, although he hasn't shown his face yet, he seems to have no followers or accomplices, and he's relying on an extremely limited set of options to push the deal along. So, if you ask me, he seems like someone who cares a lot about his image and has a somewhat high opinion of himself, but lacks any real ability. His every move is like a spin of the roulette wheel, hoping that the ball will land exactly where he wants it to. Or, I don't know. Maybe he'll cut his losses and vanish into thin air, and our efforts will have been in vain. At least Natlan will get the stolen relic back, so it won't have been for nothing.
In that case, let's hope his arrogance stays in play.
Everyone, I have just briefed the Marechaussee Phantom on the situation. As soon as there are any further developments, we will act without delay. When that time comes, we will be relying on your help.
We'll be waiting for the good news!
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please.
Novelette sent someone to contact us this morning! That must mean there's been some progress! No time to waste! Let's head out!
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
But that's just standard procedure.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please. Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right
The
decision.
food in the cafeteria is excellent.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
Here to turn off on your own, or you might not be allowed to leave.
Leaving the
But
Ministry of
that's just
External Relations was
procedure.
definitely the
The
right
food in
decision.
the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External
The food
Relations
in the
was
cafeteria
definitely
is
the right
excellent.
decision.
If you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations
The
was
food in the
definitely the
cafeteria
right
is
decision.
excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
Staring into my eyes is ill-advised. I can't promise you'll like what you see.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was
The food in
definitely
the
the right
cafeteria is
decision.
excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely
excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely...
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent,
But
if
that's
you're
just
lucky enough to make it
standard
in.
procedure.
To make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision. Ministry of External
The
Relations
food in the
was
cafeteria
definitely the
is
right
excellent,
decision.
if you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
The Ministry of External Relations was excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was
The
definitely
food in the
the right
cafeteria
decision.
is excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
But that's just standard procedure.
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
Cafeteria is excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in. The food in the cafeteria is excellent,
But
if
that's
you're lucky enough
just
to make it
standard
in.
procedure.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
But that's just standard
The food in the
procedure.
cafeteria is excellent, if you're lucky enough to make it in.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
The food in the
But
cafeteria
that's
is
just
excellent,
standard
Leaving the
if you're
Ministry
lucky
of
enough to
External
make it in.
Relations was definitely the right decision.
But that's just standard procedure.
What could the children be up to? Never mind. Let them do as they please.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
But that's just standard procedure.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was definitely the right decision.
But that's just standard procedure.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
Leaving the Ministry of External
But that's
Relations
just
was
standard
definitely the right
procedure.
decision.
Something you wish to report? Go on. You have my undivided attention.
The food in the cafeteria is excellent. If you're lucky enough to make it in.
Leaving the Ministry of External Relations was